My name is Major Travis Hord. Today we're going to be discussing developing the first Ender for the next Ellis, toward enabling the Mosaic Warfare Commander in 2035.
In 1921, Major Earl H. Ellis completed Operational Plan 712, Advanced-Based Operations in Micronesia. The report was how Major Ellis perceived the coming war with Japan, where it might be fought, and the manner in which it would be carried out. His work underpinned strategic thought and direction, impacting on fleet design and the development of amphibious doctrine, some of which was tested and experimented right here on the Potomac where I stand today.
Searching for the modern Ellis concept and seeking ways to nurture its development is the responsibility of current leaders at all levels. The 2018 National Defense Strategy identifies the reemergence of great power competition and the need to strengthen alliances and attract new partners. Toward that end, it calls for the creation of a network security architecture capable of deterring aggression, maintaining stability, and ensuring free access to common domains. Although new DoD concepts such as distributed maritime operations, multi-domain operations, and expeditionary advanced base operations emphasize more distributed formations, DoD's investments still prioritize relatively small numbers of multi-mission platforms and troop formations that lack the numbers or decision support tools to enable distributed operations. In its planning guidance, the 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps has prioritized force design as the top priority for the service. The guiding concept is optimizing the Marine Corps' organization, training, and equipment for naval campaigning by contributing to a modular, scalable, and integrated naval network of seaward and landward sensors, weapons, information-related capabilities, and sustainment capabilities. The Fleet Marine Forces will flexibly task organize naval formations to cooperate with allies and partners to compete in all areas along the competition continuum. Parallel efforts have existed in the Joint Construct for Rapid Aggregation, but does not address advances in enabling technology and the commitment to force design of today. Current trends in technology development have the potential to fundamentally alter armed conflict by 2035. The forecast for these technologies may not just change the character, but the nature of warfare. It is the extreme tempo relative to human abilities within integrated artificial intelligence systems that allow for the potential advantage. The Defense Advanced Research Agency, DARPA, has put forth Mosaic Warfare as a way to create adaptability for U.S. forces through the rapid composition and decomposition of a more disaggregated military structure using human command and machine control. While this study does not seek to resolve the operationalization of Mosaic Warfare in the technical realm, it does aim to define assumptions of an AI-enabled force and provide a method to satisfy the tension between traditional military command and staff development to realize the potential of the concept by 2035. Key features of Mosaic Warfare are that it is AI-enabled, where narrow AI applications assess the operational environment, friendly force disposition, and desired future state in terms of military objectives to give potential courses of action. It uses rapid aggregation by bringing allocated theater assets together within a relative time advantage to enemy actions that set the conditions for a range of acceptable outcomes. Novel force design, combining constituent elements of pre-existing units and task forces of unique capability across traditional command hierarchies to achieve desired effects. Flexible systems, combinations of low-cost sensor shooter platforms deployed in evolving combinations based upon battlefield conditions and emergent opportunities. Context-centric C3, the capability to dynamically adjust communications networks, span of control, and task organization based on the ability to share amongst units deployed within a given theater of operations. When possible, this capability may employ local combat cloud capabilities. The Mosaic concept seeks to take complexity and turn that into an asymmetric advantage, generating offensive tempo through an AI-enabled human-machine team by linking pre-existing unit capabilities with unmanned systems will create a desired aggregation of effects causing enemy systems to fail. The concept does not seek to completely discard the capabilities offered by traditional monolithic platforms. It seeks to complement those platforms by giving the commander the ability to increase the speed and scale of response while presenting many more options to create opportunities or dilemmas to the enemy. The services must be able to find and cultivate leaders at every level that have the ability to think like battalion commanders and operation chiefs while being technically savvy enough to understand the science of war within the AI, counter-AI fight. Decision-making enabled by artificial intelligence and composable force design will require a long-term strategy in motion, focused on the human element, where specialized training for commanders and staffs is coupled with total force acceptance of human-machine teaming. Significant institutional changes are required to develop and retain leaders possessing the cognitive agility to blend AI with maneuver to compete and win in great power competition. As the tenets of mission command within highly centralized network-centric warfare clash with decision-centric warfare and automated systems, planners cannot discount the human dimension. It is in the human dimension where the focus of preparing for a Mosaic force must begin, no matter what technological advances are introduced. Wide-ranging factors must converge and be resilient enough to stand the test of violence in order for humans to endeavor against each other effectively. For the commander reared through years of staff work to seek the why and not the how, being presented a black box solution is problematic on multiple levels. Initial wargaming has revealed commanders and staffs leading AI-enabled units will not innately trust decisions derived in machine learning, where knowledge girded by training has not been a priority. Using the largely known science fiction work as a rhetorical handrail, the book Ender's Game serves as a useful conveyance of ideas. As senior leaders worked through the problems of existential global threat, they sought new ways to train battle staffs to manage highly complex autonomous and semi-autonomous forces. Understanding the limitations of human development as an opportunity rather than as a risk, they developed training activities that focus on the cognitive agility of the teams as systems. The result was a highly capable battle staff, able to rapidly discern massive amounts of enemy force data while controlling a Mosaic-like swarming force to defeat the adversary. A similar approach can be taken by the Department of Defense to gain and maintain relative advantage in 2035. Using 2035 as an aim point, the following design can be used as a guideline to create the cadre of personnel requisite to usher the total force into Mosaic force design and deployment. The Mosaic Cadre is put forth to both parallel systems design and algorithm development while giving credence to the commitments of current operations and national defense requirements. It must be understood an investment in force structure is required up front in order to develop and mature commensurate with the trends of technological development. The inherent risk will manifest in gapping exceptionally qualified personnel that would otherwise fill key command and staff billets across the force. However, the greater risk lies in developing a capability that the joint force will not be able to use effectively or efficiently when it is called upon to defend the nation. Beginning in FY21, Headquarters Marine Corps will assess and select 0.5% of the total force to begin familiarization and training associated with the task of Mosaic operations. The roughly 950 Marines will be representative of officer and enlisted ranks across the range of military occupational specialties and will be placed in Mosaic Cadre staffs of 19 each for a total of 50 staffs. The Mosaic Cadre will retain their MOS while on this track and incur no penalties in career progression, even though traditional time and key billets and resident PME opportunities may be truncated. Over a 10-year period, the cadre staffs will undergo intensive training that focuses on learning the science of automated systems, design of AI applications, communication operations, and ground and air unmanned platforms. In parallel, the staffs would also be the key facilitators across the force in programmed experimentation and evaluation exercises using manned-unmanned teaming concepts. The output of the 10-year continuum is to create 50 operational Mosaic staffs with the interoperability and experience to plug into existing force structures that unlocks the potential of AI-enabled composable forces.
In order to meet the demands of great power competition, the United States must harness disruptive technologies within its force design efforts. Mosaic Warfare offers just this. By moving away from monolithic platforms and centralized decision-making frameworks, military leaders will be able to offer policymakers a range of credible solutions across the competition continuum to deter our nation's enemies.
The strategy in implementing Mosaic Warfare must not be one where investments remain at rest. The joint force must act now to train the current leaders to be the future force Mosaic commanders and staff members while conditioning the force to fight within the Mosaic construct. The requirement for current commanders is to set the conditions that blend the tenets of maneuver warfare with the technological developments of Mosaic force design. If Mosaic Warfare is the future Ellis vision, it is essential that Enders that will employ it begin their training today.